tell me about all the different types of protesters that you have observed.
Okay, so I was inspired by the chief's statement that said we can't tell them apart. And there is a very big difference, and you can tell the people in the crowd, and just asking people, like, what is your purpose? That kind of identifies who's who and what's what. So there are protesters, and the protesters are the ones who are demanding justice. And there are different types of protesters. Some are demanding justice in this particular case. Some have a very broader view of what justice is. We're talking about economic justice, healthcare justice, environmental justice, education justice, justice in the judicial system, justice for all the migrants that have been offered as sacrifices to our system. There are demonstrators, and so people didn't understand what partying in the streets and all of that had to do with protesting, and that actually isn't protesting, that's demonstrating. Yeah. And so when asked, what I was told is what they are demonstrating, what people are demonstrating is our sense of unity in the community, that we don't need police to police us, that we can be together, we can be together in big groups, we can be together and love each other and take care of each other and help each other and enjoy each other. So that's demonstrating. And then in terms of what others would consider violent behavior, there are some who consider themselves as liberators, and so they did some tearing up of stuff, but their sense of tearing up stuff had more to do with coming against the economic system that said that things are more important than people, and that the police presence was more about protecting things than protecting people. And so they are liberating or using force to release some oppression, to break oppression. And then there's rioters, people who are just rioting and or have that riotous spirit. And they are using violence to bring light to their cause. And for the ones that I have observed, their cause doesn't have anything to do with anything that's happening here. Their cause has to do with a bigger sense of justice and a bigger governmental system. And there's the insiders, the ones who are inside just stirring up hatred and tension for again, to support their own agenda. Then there's this term looters that's being used too lightly, and I think looters are more people who are taking things to survive as a survival mode in a time of crisis. And what we've also seen are people who are just thieves. That's all they're doing. They're just waiting on an opportunity to rob and to steal. Now that is all, I think both of those are rooted in a deeper sense of economic oppression and injustice, but that's another conversation. So with the chief saying that they can't tell people apart, I think that's all the more reason to call for his resignation, because he ought to be able to know who's who.
Awesome.